Morning and welcome to me, Annie D, and the purple sofa. The sofa that gets absolutely everybody talking, and me too, that includes me. Now, you may ask why, Siddharth, you may ask, and Sultan, all of you that are coming up, you may ask why not this Sunday? Away from my usual Sunday show? Well, because it is slightly different, but it is not less important, because we cannot let the death of Sushant Singh Rajput that occurred on the 14th of June, we cannot let it go in vain. And it is about finding a little bit about the truth, whatever we can. Now, you may ask, why now? There are so many deaths and so many incidents that have occurred, so why now? Well, you know why? Because I have found a voice, and now I'm going to try and use it for good. Now, here's a message to all of you, some of you, whoever you are, and there are a lot of you out there, right, who think that the journalists are creating a media circus around Sushant Singh Rajput's death. Well, let me tell you, it is shows like this. It's the crazy woman like Gangana. It is the loud and annoying journalist like Arnab Goswami that there might just be. It gives us hope for justice in at least this case and any case from now on. So now look, I believe in a system. A system that is in synchrony or in synergy with the requirements of the nation. It is when that comes to a bit of a halt, that's when I think we need to raise a voice. Now, there are only a few that will speak. There are only a few that will lead. There will only be a few that make a splash in the world. And it looks like that we could be in that category. So I suggest you accept it. And for those of you that who've come on here to find out what it's all about, well, for you, I'd like to welcome a very special guest. Now we are talking about senior advocate Krishan Kumar Manan. Now I'm going to look at this because I do not want to make a mistake. A well-known criminal lawyer with more than 35 years of experience. He is the chairman of the Bar Council of Delhi. He has served as standing counsel of criminal law at the Delhi High Court, also as the additional advocate general at Punjab and Haryana courts. So let me tell you, it is only the best on this show. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get him on. So let's see if he is here. So hello to all of you. Good, Tarini, Atik, Vishal, all good to know that you're in. And lots of you actually. So, but let me just try here. Let me see if he is on. What he's got to say today. Right, so we're waiting for the connection. I think all of us. Irfan, good to know that you're in. Kritish, hi to you. Abhay, good to know that you're in today. Hopefully, the connection will not stop us because it is taking a while. Oh, God. Oh, I love those hearts coming up, whoever that is. Thank you so much for that. So I'm waiting for my guest to come on. So I have added him, but the connection obviously seems to be taking a while. So I am grateful for my guest to be coming on this evening because he has had meetings back to back and he has put some time away, especially for me today, which I am very, very grateful for. Anything on the road to justice is what I can ask. So Rishika, good to know that you're in. Who else? I think I've missed some names out. So while we are waiting, he's unable to join. Let me try again. I like the little messages. Oh dear, let me try again. Let's see. Maybe it's your connection. Let's try. Ask it. All right, okay. Rupesh, I will. That is one of my questions. That is one of the questions. Hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Manan.
Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
It's my privilege and my pleasure.
Pleasure is all mine. And the only reason is because in the case of Sushant Singh Rajput, we seem to have been getting evidence day in, these great revelations day in, day out. And frankly, there's so much of it that it's actually confusing me. So I will thank you in advance for helping us through this and showing us the way. Jemana, good to know that you're in today. And so you've got listeners from London as well. So that's really good to know. Now, Mr. Manan, I'll just get straight to it. I have read about you. I've read some of your interviews. Now, there are lots of people talking about all this being a media circus. And I have read an interview of yours where you've said that media is a good thing because it does bring issues to light. Now, would you say that this is a good thing in the case of Sushant Singh Rajput?
Surely, because I have already said on the number of channels that so far as media is concerned, because in this case, media is always, this is, you can say, two sides of the coin, because sometimes it is bad, sometimes it is good, and everything is like that, not only media. So in this case, if the media would have not raised, I think this case would have not seen the day. The things are happening, the way things were happening in with the police of Mumbai, things would have not solved. Now, for the last 6-7 days, you have seen the difference between Bombay police investigation and the investigation of the CBI. Number of things are coming out, shocking things are coming out, which were never investigated by the Bombay police. So my view, my perception was from the very beginning, so far as media is concerned, social media is concerned, sometime it give bad things or whatever it is, but usually I have found, not in one case, in a many number of my cases, in Chandra Swami's case at that time, he was not being released on bail because of the perception created by the media about him. But ultimately he was acquitted in 4 or 5 cases. Now he is no more. But for that purpose, totally things were different. Now, in this very case, let us talk about that. If I will give the credit to Arnab Goswami, I don't shy to say this thing. And number of other channels also. Anjana Om Kashyap, she also started from Aaj Tak. But the way this Arnab Goswami and his team worked, investigated the matter, I will say definitely better than the Bombay police. Bombay police deliberately was not doing the investigation in a proper way. Even they did not register the case. Why they did not register the case, they know it better than me. I will not comment upon. But I will not criticize the Bombay police. I was criticizing the particular investigating agency. In Bombay police, number of good officials are there, but this particular investigating agency, I think now time has come. The CBI, who is investigating presently, they should even hold up and they should prosecute the people who in fact were hushing up and were keeping the case under the carpet. They should also be prosecuted for appropriate sections in this case.
So, Mr. Manan, should this case really, if we went according to the system, according to what the Mumbai police had, suggested and stated, should it, if it was a simple suicide like they said, should it have come to the CBI? Would it have?
You see, I have also said on a number of channels, Riya Chakrabarti put her neck in the clutches of the law herself by approaching the Honorable Supreme Court. If she would have not gone before the Honorable Supreme Court, if she would have not written a letter or requesting the Honorable Home Minister, I think if the parents of Sushant Singh Rajput would have approached the Honorable Supreme Court, would have not taken it in that way or would have taken it lightly. But the things took the shape and the way Riya Chakrabarti presented the case before the Honorable Supreme Court, I will say that she has helped the law.
It's a
Rather,
blessing.
she put her own neck in the clutches of the law. Now law will take its own course.
Fine,
There was no alternative because the whole world, media, public, you, me, all were requesting the Honorable Supreme Court this case be handed over to the CBI because the conduct of the Bombay Police Investigating Agency was not only, I will say, shocking for us. Rather, it was purely, I mean, they were playing in the hands of somebody. They were not investigating the matter.
So what we're saying, what we have confirmed, really, the main thing is that our system, the police system, was faulty. Are we saying this? I mean, this is why this is why we have the
It
problems.
was. It is not the case of faulting a system. I will say definitely it is we corrupt. We are corrupt. We are not honest people. The investigating agencies should be, if very honest, they should investigate the matter whenever comes the case in their hands. They should investigate the matter diligently, intelligently, scientifically, properly, what the society demands and expect from the investigating agencies. In Hindi, I will say, if agar खेत की बाढ़ ही खा जाए, fencing, बाढ़ means fencing, तो खेत कहाँ बचेगा? If the investigating agency will behave like this, the way Bombay police investigating agency was behaving for the last about 2 months, they did not register the case. The inquiry under section 174 CRPC would have completed within maximum 24 hours or 48 hours. They did not register the case for the last about 2 months, and they did not. In fact, they were not investigating. They were they were trying to hush up the matter.
Yes. So let's clarify. So what is the case? What is the investigation that we are looking at? Is it a suicide? Is it a death, a suspicious death, or is it a murder? What is the case that the CBI are now investigating?
It is too early to say because now the CBI is investigating. I think the way they are investigating the matter, because another angle has also now emerged, that is regarding drugs. So now I hope that this Sushant Singh Rajput case and Disha Salian, whatever the name, Disha, I know. Disha. These two cases are related to each other. They are investigating this, apparently Sushant Singh Rajput's case, but silently and under, without any halla gulla, without any making noise. They are also investigating Disha's case. Ultimately, if they will be, if Sushant Singh was murdered, then Disha was also murdered.
Right. So really,
that is definite.
Right. So we're following different lines of investigation. So one of them is murder, of course. And if it is, are we saying that anyone who was an obstacle in the way of that search or investigation was or said, no, it wasn't, or hid it, is an accomplice to murder or an assistant to murder? Are we saying this?
I think it is too early, but one thing is very clear, apparent.
Assuming.
Yes, one thing is very clear, crystal clear. Somebody, a big person, big, I can say, whatever the, person, politician, or gang, underworld, whatever it is. Somebody big was behind that. Otherwise, Jiya Chakravarti was not so popular actress, so big lady. So this, government should have behaved like this. You see, affidavits filed before the Honorable Supreme Court are the same, without any the comma, full stop. Same affidavit signed by the official of the Maharashtra government, and same was signed by this Jiya Chakravarti and filed before the Supreme Court, which clearly shows some big person, some big gang, some big thing was behind it.
So it's pretty obvious.
Yes, it was. Few things are suspicious and giving rise to the suspicion against them. Inference can be drawn against them.
Okay. Now, so let's go back to what happened. So KK Singh, the father of Sushant Singh Rajput, on the 25th of February, this is allegedly, or it could be factually, made a complaint about his son being in danger and suspicious transactions or, financial transactions to a top police officer or top police officers in Mumbai, and they didn't take any action.
Now, if it is found to be a murder, are we saying that these top police officers will be an accomplice to murder?
Not for the purpose of prosecuting of a murder. For negligence, departmental action can be taken against him. There is no doubt in
If
it
we
because, yes, in
okay.
advance, if the complaint was made that there was a danger to the life of Sushant Singh Rajput,
Yeah.
and that was apprehension of the family, and he was apprised. Still, he could not and he did not take any steps to rescue, to save, to safeguard his interests
Yeah.
or safety of Sushant Singh Rajput. This onus is purely on that DCP, and he was not only negligent, either he was connived with somewhere. It is a matter of investigation, and the CBI will investigate that angle also.
Right. Okay. So that's a possibility. Although he could get off on negligence if the department wants to save it.
Departmental action can be taken and should be taken against him immediately.
Okay. Right. So as you know, as you've mentioned, evidence has implicated Riya Chakravarti, in the middle of a drug cartel or a conspiracy. And obviously the investigation is taking part, as we speak. Now, there are lots of names that came up in that. We're talking top PR agencies. We're talking stars, politicians. Now, as per the law, will these people be questioned? Because right now we haven't seen the higher tier question too much. Will they be questioned as per the law? Is that what we expect to happen?
Whatever the investigating agency will think it proper, that such and such person has to be questioned, has to be interrogated, they will do it. Unnecessarily, like Bombay police, they will not give the publicity for that purpose. They will question, they will interrogate the concerned person who is really required for the purpose of investigation. They will definitely interrogate that person, whether it is A, B, politician, or big actor, big politicians, whoever. They will definitely interrogate that person, no doubt in it, because they have to complete the chain of evidence in this case, because this case is based on a circumstantial evidence. This case is not they may tomorrow, out of these 3-4 people who were last seen, because one section 106 of Indian Evidence Act, onus is on them. They have to tell the investigating agency under which circumstances Sushant Singh Rajput was died, because they say they were playing and they were showing the theory of regarding that he bolted locked from inside. That now the investigating agency will see whether that theory was correct or not. If that theory, because whatever the reports are coming from so many channels, TV channels, that theory is also now suspicious.
Right. So now
that theory will not work.
So this is what I want to ask you. Now, it didn't take 2 minutes for Republic Network to dig out evidence that the Mumbai police just couldn't be bothered to do, or decided they weren't going to do, or were told not to do. Now, is this admissible in court? Is it admissible as charged evidence? Because they are not part of the investigation team.
You see that so far as such type of things are concerned, they may be relevant. But so far as admissibility is concerned, it will be seen in the court what type of evidence they will depose, or for which purpose they will be cited or will be examined. It is up to the investigating agency whether they required to cite them as witness or not. Or most important thing is, in this case, the investigating agency, the CBI, will have to stitch the chain from A to Z, because circumstantial evidence requires complete chain of evidence. For that purpose, they will have to stitch the evidence, the chain from A to Z. For that purpose, whatever they require, they will do it.
So this is it. So the problem that we're facing, or the problem that we could face, is that in theory what should happen, but in reality what could very well happen. I think this could be the discrepancy, obviously, in this whole case. Now, because from what I can see is you've got a lot of the support staff being interviewed. You know, you've got the accountants, you've got the housekeepers being interviewed, only because they're in contact at the time. However, now that, you know, message records now have been accessed, and we can see there's been contact with Mahesh Bhatt, you know, and all sorts of people. So is it likely that the CBI will interrogate Mahesh Bhatt? Because he has been in contact with Riya Chakravarti, and Riya Chakravarti has been insinuated into this kind of drug conspiracy. So what does it look like for Mahesh Bhatt then in this whole scenario?
Because she was on WhatsApp chat with Mahesh Bhatt, whatever has come in the TV channels, and they will definitely interrogate Mr. Bhatt under what circumstances, in which capacity he was talking with Riya Chakravarti.
Right.
Because if he was a director or a producer of one film, does not mean forever he will make the relations with the actor or actress. Okay, friendship is there, but 24 hours if you will talk. And this was a purely a personal talk. If he was talking personally, in a personal capacity, or whatever the capacity, I will not give any name today, because it is up to them. It is, God knows, or they know what relations they had. But I can't comment upon that. But definitely the investigating agency will interrogate Mr. Mahesh Bhatt, and they will interrogate other people who were on chatting on the WhatsApp with Riya Chakravarti. Number of other people have come already. They have started interrogating. No, not only CBI. You see that now 3 investigating agencies have come, surfaced in this case. NCB, that Narcotics Bureau also now come in the picture. They will investigate the angle of narcotics. ED will regarding that money laundering, and CBI definitely regarding that death of Sushant Singh Rajput and Disha Salian.
Right. So for different investigations, we'll have different conversations with different people. Now, also, what does it look like for Salman Khan then? Because obviously, rumors are, well, it's not rumors, that there are witnesses to this, that Salman Khan had an argument with Sushant Singh, and I think in 2017, and in fact, that's when it all went downhill. So do you think he'll be brought in as well regarding this?
I think Salman Khan, you see, in the past, if somebody argued or had fight, but later on patched up, whatever it is, I think the Salman Khan will not be so important in this case. And otherwise, I have seen one clipping regarding that the one boy that what is his name? He was living in my neighborhood. That this Gautam Nagar. That Shah Rukh Khan.
Yes.
That Shah Rukh Khan. Now he's a big star, but he was living in a very pathetic condition in this Gautam Nagar here in Delhi. Later on, he became a very big actor, but he has forgotten his roots. The way he was behaving with Sushant Singh Rajput. Another boy was also, I don't remember and don't know his name. Very not popular, but one film came with him with Kareena. Very famous film came. I saw that film.
So
also.
It is proof of groupism, possibly.
So that yes. These people, you see, these people, unfortunately, earlier, that actors were very highly educated. Now these people, I don't want to comment upon. You see, the film industry, films are the master teaching to the society. They will have to give the message to the society. But these actors read films in these days, no movie, no song, and nothing is there to learn from them today.
Well,
the reason why I will not comment upon anyway.
Right.
This
so
is
the reason why I'm asking, I mean, if we go back, because now there is a suspicion that Disha Salian's case is related to Sushant Singh Rajput. But also, if you go back to 2013, around that time, I mean, I could be wrong, in Jiya Khan's case, Now, the reason why I ask you about the CBI and really what should happen, in reality, what will happen, there could be a differential, because Jiya Khan's obviously death in the same manner as everyone else, which is a bit of a coincidence. Now, Rabia Khan did state that the CBI, there were lapses. In fact, her lawyer stated there were lapses in the CBI probe in Jiya Khan's case. And also at that time, Mahesh Bhatt, she states herself that Mahesh Bhatt threatened her and said, "Tumko bhi sala denge." Now, are we, is there a possibility that all three cases are related and the lapses in the CBI that occurred then will occur now? Is there a possibility?
I don't see any possibility like this, because you have seen the Arushi murder case.
Yes, the
very
Pawars,
famous
yes.
case. Very right.
Where the evidence was really not
So now the question is,
gathered properly.
you see that 2 months have already wasted in this particular case. So far as Jiya Khan case is concerned, it is too late to comment upon or to investigate that case now.
Well,
but so far as
has
this present, no. Now the question is about the present case. You will find that something will come out in this case, and with Disha's case also, you will find it, because 2 months though they have tried and they have made this evidence disappear, tempered, and try to demolish all the evidences. But you have seen how the reconstruction of the crime of scene and number of things. CBI is a method, I know it. If these 4 people will be who are being interrogated hectically, if somebody will come out tomorrow, they may be a approver. They may be approver in this case, out of them 1 or 2, and they will disclose and they will make the case CBI so solid that the actual culprits, the actual accused person will not be able to come out easily from the hands of the law.
Right. So regardless of how they have carried out an investigation in the past, because of the media furor and the public kind of nation looking at this, are you saying that they have no choice now to uncover all the gray areas and clarify the evidence? Will the nation be satisfied with a confirmation of suicide? This is the case. This is the question that I'm asking you.
The whole world, India, not only, but the whole world. I was receiving telephone calls from America, from Singapore, from Dubai, from England, when they used to watch my interviews on the Republic, on the Times Now, on other channels also. So this case is now, era is changed. Now era at the time of Jiya Khan, Divya Bharti, and a lot of people, as Kangana was telling, a lot of people have been murdered, committed suicide in the same fashion, but hushed up under the carpet. But in the present case, things are not like that. This case is being watched. The top and supreme investigating agency has been brought in by the Honorable Supreme Court. Supreme Court is supervising and the case, and so my perception is, my view is that it is not so easy. So you have seen how the teams of CBI is working day and night hard to take out the truth in this case.
Well, it's them and Arnab Goswami's Republic TV. I think they're working together to get the evidence. And I think
but credit goes to the boy. Credit goes to the boy.
Absolutely. Whether you like him or not.
And he doesn't afraid. He doesn't afraid. And nobody can buy him above all these things. You see that today, media, number of channels are working day and night, the whole day. The story of Riya Chakrabarti, the story of Sushant Singh Rajput's death, Disha, little bit, not in the picture, but I am sure, I assure you that they must be working on Disha's case also, but silently, because they will bring it, Disha's case. Yes, Disha's case, suddenly it will emerge, both the cases together. you will find it within 2 or 4 days, 5 days, and within a week, you will find it, something positive will come, and they will reveal it only when they will have the cogent evidence with them to arrest them.
Right, so the line of questioning. So now, of course, we know that, well, the suspicion greatly is that Sushant Singh Rajput's death is questionable. There's a big question mark over it. And to be honest, we know that Riya Chakravarti, at the age of 28, and such a young girl, really isn't capable of breaking someone's legs, I think hanging them from a ceiling. And so there must be a bigger body that's involved. So are we following that? Is that what the CBI will be doing?
Definitely. Right. You see that Riya Chakravarti, as I said earlier, that Riya Chakravarti was not a big actress.
Yes.
And she was not so big of a politician's family that she belongs to.
Well, but she needs to be under the radar.
Oh, maybe. But the question is that somebody big was behind
is controlling that, right?
And or this even mafia, that drug mafia maybe, and for that purpose, it is not easy for the Maharashtra government also to come out clean now tomorrow if the things will come out that this boy was murdered, Disha was murdered, that they will be answerable, they will be in the dock.
This is it. So this brings me to my next point. So the son of the CM of Maharashtra. Now, is he still under the CBI radar? Is he still implicated?
No, I don't think so, because that is not for the last few days. Yes, of course, one thing was there, murmuring was there, whispering was there. But I think in palpable and crystal clear, the words were not there. But the question is that how the investigating agency, if his name comes, or if he was really involved, though I don't think, but if that is so, then it will be horrible. Then people will lose faith in the system.
It's hard to dismiss him, Mr. Manan, from the case because he's so closely related. And the messages from Riya Chakravarti's phone do show, politicians in the list as well. So how can we dismiss politics from this, or the fact that he's involved? How can we dismiss it out of hand?
I said at the outset, somebody big, either politician or big businessman, even the drug mafia, underworld, somebody big is definitely behind it, no doubt in it.
Right, because a lot of questions seems to be around the first tier, the immediate tier. What I'm not seeing, as you said, possibly because the CBI aren't sharing it, is kind of going up the ladder. I think this is what the public concern is, unless Arnab Goswami tells us and he gives us the information. But now, so, because we're looking at even Sandip Singh, a very close friend of Sushant Singh, who claims to have, been a very close friend, but doesn't seem to have talked to him for God knows how many months. Yet he seems to have called an ambulance. Are we, and now, from what I can see, and if I see this here, he's thinking, obviously, they are investigating, even your MP, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Subramanian Swamy, the MP.
Subramanian Swamy.
Right, sorry. Oh, sorry, Mr. Politician, if you are listening. Now, even he has said that Sandip Singh needs to be investigating, and what needs to be investigated is his constant trips to Dubai. Now, why would the MP be saying that? What is his angle here? What's the Dubai connection here?
If you have seen the video clip, that the video channel, this ABP channel,
yes,
their two press reporters tried to talk to him while he had gone from Delhi to Bombay. That boy did not speak. On one day, he was being cross-examined or interviewed on the channel of Arnab Goswami, by Arnab Goswami. But I wanted to put a few questions because his body language was suspicious. His body language was suspicious. So it is too early that, but his body language was suspicious, and it is also coming in the news channels that he came to Delhi to engage a good lawyer. So if that is so, why in anticipation he is doing all that? It means he is also suspecting that he may be hauled up and he may be taken into custody or interrogated, whatever it is. Then, but his role and his body language and his activities are suspicious, no doubt in it.
Right. Okay. Now I know you
Dr. Subramaniam Swamy has told the channels, and he requested the CBI that that his Dubai links, because of that drugs or underworld mafia, etc. Because of that reason, I think he should have, he must have in his mind that angle.
But there are amazing coincidences here. But doesn't it kind of make you think about the death of Sridevi as well in Dubai? Does it not? I know that you don't like going back, but how can it be that Jiya Khan, Disha, Salian, Sushant Singh, Divya Bharti, when you know, and Sridevi, how can they're all similar? They're all similar. The facts do not meet up. How is it they cannot be connected? And how can it be that we do not investigate the links going back, even though it's historic?
Though it is not my personal knowledge, but friends who are living in Bombay, who have little bit connections with the film industry, they say that almost, in film industry, drugs mafia is very much active. And drugs are playing their role. They take drugs, etc. They say, but I never seen anybody. Though I did case of Abhishek Bachchan also. That boy doesn't drink even. I did cases of Rajinder Kumar, the veteran actor, in my old days when I was young. And he, in that love story films, there was a case in New Delhi. So I did that case. I appeared for him. I appeared for Abhishek Bachchan. Good people are there. I know it that Abhishek Bachchan doesn't drink. Amitabh Bachchan doesn't drink. Even Dharmendra ji was drinking a lot, but he never involved in such things. Drinking is a different thing. Drugs is a totally different thing.
Well, historically, from what I know, and I could be wrong, please correct me on it, I think it was only in the 90s that the mafia came in. And only because I think the government at the time created this, because we didn't give credit. We weren't allowed to give credit, financial credit, to an industry like Bollywood because it wasn't seen as, I guess, a proper industry, which allowed, I think, then the mafia and the underworld to launder their money through Bollywood and financing films. In fact, they've openly said that they financed Devdas, Shah Rukh Khan's movie. So it's not a secret. It's really not a secret. And my question is that the mafia and the underworld have been involved in Bollywood since the 90s, as far as we know, maybe before. Why have we not cleared this up? Why have we not investigated this? Or is it just too big for the country to manage?
In fact, it is for Maharashtra government. Bombay city comes under their jurisdiction, and central agencies also should step into, because now time has come to clean the not only system, but clean up this film industry also, because people are following their activities. You see, if somebody, I remember that whatever the hairstyle of Rajesh Khanna, people started keeping that style also. So people are adopting society, youngster. So they should be, like their mentors, not like this that you have seen. I have seen number of actors, they come with the very obnoxious clothing. You see there what type of clothes they wear. But I will not comment upon the time has changed. Time has changed.
So also we see that is this true that, so I want to know, are these people, because this is my issue, if people are not going to be officially on the list of investigation, are they allowed to travel outside? Even though luckily things are a bit restricted, but still travel is occurring. Are they allowed to travel in this time? Because Sandip Singh apparently, allegedly, has bought a visa to go to the UK. Are they allowed to travel? Would they be allowed to?
I don't think that if he is on a suspicious list, the investigating agency would have already and should have, and they must have informed the airport authorities, that is the immigration people, that he will not be allowed to travel or to leave the country, because CBI always having suspicion on the people, they used to inform the people at the airport itself, that is immigration people. So don't worry regarding they will not allow to leave the country by this Sandip Singh or anybody who are suspicious in this or suspect in this case. They will not be allowed to leave the country.
Well, it depends on who we've got on the suspect list. I think that's
they must
the big
be.
thing.
They must have chalked. They must have chalked the. They have prepared the list, chalked out the strategy already. So rest assured, my view is that they must have already informed the airport authorities, and for that purpose, immigration people will not allow anybody to cross that line of that. Yes, don't worry.
Because obviously, I do. I think quite a few people.
I know. You know, I can appreciate your.
No, so even though we have an extradition treaty with the UK, but unfortunately, as you know, it's very difficult to actually get the country.
Nobody comes back, and nobody. You have seen that. Which was that musician,
still there.
Not that musician who was an accused in a Gulshan Kumar case. He could not be extradited till today.
Well, we've had 28, I think, requests from India. I think only one has probably happened, as far as I know. Maybe there's
most of the cases. India is liberal for that to extradite their people, but they don't. They don't. I appeared in a number of cases, so they don't.
Yeah. Right. So okay. So let's see at the reality of this case going forward. So we are hoping that the CBI will do a better case than it did in possibly Jiya Khan's case, because Rabia Khan obviously has her statements, her lawyer has made statements. So we're hoping that things are better, as you said. The system has improved.
Let us hope for the best. Now, may I correct you that you have given my introduction?
Yes.
No, let me correct you. I was an additional advocate general from Haryana, not from Punjab. I was a senior central government standing counsel in Delhi High Court. I was a public prosecutor from Delhi administration, Delhi government, and not the standing counsel. So I was definitely I was chairman of Bar Council 2 times.
Yeah.
No doubt. A president also of the Bar Association. No doubt in it.
Oh my God! That's what it says on the net. And so we're going to have to correct that. So your marketing department will have to correct that.
Okay, I'll correct it there also.
And also, just a little bit here. I just want to know how much hope we have for a fair trial. This is our only concern in this. Nobody cares how it happens. We just want a fair trial. Now, from what I see, is it true that a lot of people are scared of coming forward? You know, sites have shown, news has shown that people are scared of coming forward. And there is a phone call that even I made asking someone to come on as well, so we can have a discussion. And I'm going to have to keep it anonymous. They themselves said, I'm sorry, but from Maharashtra, none of the netas will come because they will get there. And I repeat what they said, they will get their heads blown off. Now, so this is what we are working with. And I'm hoping that the CBI will overcome this. And I hope they feel that they are stronger than this. And also because look at this, a journalist was shot because he had an argument with a Pradhan in Balia district in UP, a BJP youth wing leader shot allegedly by the TMC. So the way I see it, people seem to, if it's politically related, everybody just seems to get shot. So is this what we're also looking at as an obstacle to this case? Because now we don't have a body to look at.
Yes. You can say perception.
Yeah.
And perception in the mind of the people, if they will become the witness, if they will come forward to become the witnesses of the investigating agencies in any case, in a case, they will be harassed in the court, cross-examined by the lawyer, this and that.
Yeah.
But I say now that era is over. All the witnesses are being properly protected in the court in these days. Supreme Court has given the guidelines how to treat the witness in the court, and lawyers also don't misbehave with them. And it is just perception. Let me make the request through you to everybody, don't afraid, come forward for the justice. There will not be any problem for them. The system will be with them, courts will be with them, police will be with them, we will be with them, society will be with them. It is their duty. Rather, if they see the crime, they should come forward to unearth the crime and help the investigating agencies.
Well, I hope so. And I hope that we will have a better reaction from the CBI and a support compared to how the father of Sushant Rajput, was treated. When he went to Mumbai police station, they didn't take any action. So we're hoping there'll be a better protection. And let me just clarify, the phone call that I made was only a week ago, Mr. Manan. And this was the response that I got from a high-level source. So I'm not sure if it's a perception or whether it's reality, but it is stopping people from coming on. And I'm hoping your message has got out and it will encourage people to come forward, because people may ask, why are we making a noise now? Because it's now, if you've learned to get a voice, I suggest that people use it for the good. That's all I'm saying. And I think the public don't realize their strength. I think they're stronger than a man with a gun. 100 people are stronger than a man with a gun. We have the power. We just don't know that we have it. And we need to use it for the good, not for anything else, and not replace the law. This is my only thing. But do you think this whole case will change any laws from now on? So if a case comes in and they think someone is hanging from a fan, do you think now things will change in your procedure to suggest that a body should not be cremated very quickly? There needs to be further investigation before we can say officially it's a suicide. Do you think this case will change anything?
Yes, not only this case, may I say that the Honorable Home Minister is also amending the Criminal Procedure Code.
Right.
And he has formed the committee also. He should, I will request through you, that he should take lawyers, judges from the district courts, not only hi-fi, and the Honorable Home Minister should form a committee that the lawyers who does criminal practice, who knows better than anybody practically what type of difficulties they are facing, and good police officials who did good investigations where they felt difficulties and what type of difficulties came in their way. He should form a good committee, not one committee, 4 or 5 committees, take their views, and district courts, you will find it good lawyers are. One thing I would like to clear it. Supreme Court lawyers, arguing counsel cannot cross-examine. Good cross-examiner can't be, but trial court lawyer like Ram Jethmalani started from Bombay District Court. Rajendra Singh from Jabalpur, he started from district courts. They were both topmost criminal practicing lawyer of the country. Noble profession. For that purpose, lot of good lawyers are available in the district courts. So, Honorable Home Minister should form good committees of good lawyers, police officials, judges also. They have also practical knowledge acquired for the in their service, that where they also felt the difficulties in criminal cases. Whatever the investigating agency bring the before the judicial officer in the file, they will decide that. They will not, they can't get out of that. For that purpose, good investigating officer, good prosecutor are required for criminal trials.
Right. So, okay, so I'm hoping, but as we know, this has been the problems that we've had within the system has been coming down for years. And we also are aware that money talks. But I do hope, and I think I've read this as well, and I also believe it. But I do hope that sense will prevail in this case, and things, it does mend the way. So any last words, Mr. Manan, before we go?
I will salute you. That's all.
Oh,
I will salute you. I'll salute you that you have taken this matter and without any fear. without, and you're courageous, and I will salute you that please go on, carry on, and I will be with you. Don't worry.
Well, thank you, Mr. Manan.
Always,
Thank you
I
so
will
much.
be.
Thank you so much for coming on this evening. And listeners, thank you so much for listening in. And I'm hoping that it will clarify a little bit for you and give you some hope that that a system is being followed. We hope. There's always faith in the system. So we hope there's not too much of a discrepancy between theory and reality. But I think the nation has spoken, and I think the nation will not be satisfied with a simple verdict. So I'm hoping that we'll go towards paving, for a just trial. So if you've missed a part of this interview, please make sure you see it on IGTV, right here on Annie D Conversations. Failing that, you can come to my website, and you can even read my articles and listen to my podcast. And you will see Mr. Manan there as well, annied.in. So you can see it all there. I am everywhere, so there is no chance of missing it. Mr. Manan, thank you again for coming.
Thank you very much.
And I hope for the best. We all do.
Thank you.
I think the nation does.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye.